Hello, and thank you so much for being here with me today. This is going to be a reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node placements. This is a general reading, so everything may not resonate with you. And if it doesn't feel right to you, doesn't seem right to you, doesn't resonate with you, don't try to force it to fit. If it's not for you, it's just not for you. Take what makes sense and what resonates and leave the rest. If none of this resonates, please be sure to check your other placements. So let's see. Let's see. Nice. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, so first we have the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Coins. Love that. Some of you are realizing that there's been an opportunity sitting in your face the entire time. Others of you are getting communication about a really good opportunity for you, and you're going to take your time thinking about it. But I feel like most of you are going to end up taking it because it's just too good to pass up. And I feel like that's why you're kind of sitting back to make sure that this is what it seems like it is, because in some ways it just seems too good to be true. Okay, because for like some of y'all have been waiting for this for a long time. Okay, just yeah, you've been waiting for it for a long time, and now that it's finally here, you're like, okay, but is it is it really this good? Like, is it, is it what they say it is? Like, is it? I'm just feeling like there's a little bit of hesitation here, because again, there is a level of it being a little bit too good to be true. Let's see what else is going on. Let's you over this way. All right. So yeah, some of you aren't sure whether or not to go towards this offer. He's literally looking over that way at the monies and the decision, and you've got two twos here. So yeah, you're gonna have to make a decision. And with the Misery Collector down here, the Misery Collector is another card for death. You're like, is this a good change? Like, is this something that needs to happen in order for me to move forward, or is this a distraction or a temptation? Again, there's a level of hesitation there because you're just not sure. With the Three of Vessels and the Eight of Vessels clarifying, there is some scatterbrained energy here. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. You've been waiting for this forever, and now that it's here, you're like, I don't know. But with the Three of Vessels, I see you digging down deep to figure out what feels right to you. But also Three of Vessels talks about literally digging down deep and doing the work. And I feel like a lot of you are willing to do the work as long as you know that you will see results from that work. Like, you're not here to waste time, and you want to make sure that this isn't a waste of time before you move forward. And so here you have the Emperor and then the Five of Wands. So again, this internal conflict where you're just like, I don't know. But also I feel like some of you all might have control issues where and I don't mean that in a bad way necessarily. I mean this as far as like your work, right? Like, you are very particular about the way you present your work, the way that you do things. You have your own system. You have, you know what I mean? You have your own thing going on, and some of you may end up working with a team, and you're just like, okay, but they might be up to your standards, but are they up to mine? Right? I literally hear somebody telling their boss like Are these people going to do their job? And for some of you, you are walking into like that management position. I just heard project manager, all of these different things. So like for those of you that are doing the project manager thing, whoever you're working with, they might have contractors that they prefer. And you're just like, well, now wait a minute. If they're not going to do it the way that I feel like it should be done, then I'm not hiring. Then I'm going to go find a different contractor. And that's kind of the issue here, because you want, like, anything less than perfection is unacceptable for you at this point. Like, that's just the vibe I'm getting. If it's not perfect, you don't want it. Okay, if it's not somebody that's going to give you 200%, you don't want it. Because your work is perfect. Like, you make sure it's perfect and polished, and because you give 200%. And so honestly, trying to hold these people to your standards could cause a little bit of conflict here, physical conflict, or verbal conflict rather, because they have their own way of doing things, but their way may not be up to snuff as far as you're concerned, because you're just like, okay, that's cute and all, but what about XYZ? How are you doing this? Oh no, I don't like the way you're doing, that kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. You're just really, really particular about the way that things need to be done, because it's your ass that's on the line, right? If it all goes to shit, like, it's all going to be on you. And at the end, like, hey, we all know that shit rolls downhill. So if somebody comes to you with a problem and it's not your fault, it's this contractor's fault, well, yeah, you're going to give them hell about it, but they're sticking to their guns and you're sticking to yours, and y'all could end up getting into it. Okay. So I hope that made sense as far as this particular scenario, specifically y'all project managers. Cause I just feel like your standards are not everyone else's standards. Does that make more sense? And it could end up being an issue for you, because like I said, anything less than perfection is unacceptable. And I understand that. Okay. So let's move forward here. Let's see. 6 of Swords, 4 of Coins, 7 of Swords, 10 of Vessels, 8 of Coins, Queen of Wands. All right. So moving on to this new opportunity will give you bigger, better opportunities in the future, right? So you may just have to put up with the nonsense, or with, the lackadaisical. I'm like, lackadaisical. That's because it's not lackadaisical. It's just not as perfect as you would want it to be. Because you don't want anybody taking any shortcuts. And I feel like some of the people like you could be dealing with in the workplace, because this is definitely about work, excuse me, they're taking shortcuts, and you're just like, why are you doing that? Because again, it's your assets on the line. Okay. But I feel like moving into this position will give you bigger, better opportunities, just because of the connections that you'll make. And it'll help you gain more stability, because the more work you put into this, the more you'll get out of it. And you'll be able to save up some money, which I know you love. Okay. But again, here's this perfectionist card. The 8 of Coins is about perfecting your craft, expecting the best and nothing less, period. And you're not letting that go. Like, you're not going to lower your standards just because so-and-so didn't have the right tools or the right equipment. You're not lowering your standards because they didn't have this certification or that training. No, if they can't get the job done, then they got to go. Or you just won't hire them, or whatever it is, because I feel like a lot of you are stepping into some kind of management position. Like, you don't want nobody over you, period. And this could be another issue here with this Emperor and this 5 of Wands. If someone is over you, you could get into it with this person because of their, honestly, those of you that are not getting, well, I mean, so sometimes even if you're a boss, you still have a boss, right? Because even if you're a project manager, someone hired you to manage that project, right? But there's something here about a boss having a lack of work ethic. Like, this is somebody that don't feel like they should have to work. And you don't mind them delegating these tasks to you because you'll get the job done right. The problem is that your boss likes to half-ass things and cut corners in order to save money. And you're just like, money is great, but if the job, like, if they're doing shoddy work, then that little bit of money you saved ain't gonna matter, because we're gonna have to spend more money to fix that, especially if we end up with a lawsuit. So like, what good is it you taking all these shortcuts to save money? Like, it's so irritating to you. Like, I can literally feel it from here. So that could be an issue, but like I said, I do see bigger, better, brighter opportunities coming to you from this position. So I mean, you might just have to deal with the nonsense for now until you can move on to something better, because you will be making some good connections. There will be people that see how hard you're working and want to hire you just because of that, or they want to connect with you just because of that. So I do see some extra side work coming your way, which, I mean, y'all are kind of in workaholic mode, because for me, Eight of Coins is a workaholic card, okay? And that's cool, but some of y'all are saving up for like a new house, maybe a new car, but I'm specifically getting like dwellings. And some of you all are actually in like an all work no play type of mode right now. I'm not mad at you for that either. Now, there is an issue with this queen here. This Queen of Wands. Sis is scheming. And I'm saying sis because it's a female in the card. Queen of Wands for me is Leo. So this is somebody who, their ego is bigger than a city block, and they will not take well to you telling them that they actually have to do work. For a lot of you, I feel like this is someone that is beneath you in every sense of those words. You know, this person just doesn't want to work. I'll be honest. They feel like they're too cute to work. They're too fine to work. Like I said, they've got a huge ego. They're like, no. It's my job to be in the spotlight and take the credit for the work. I don't actually want to do the work. And for some of you, this is somebody that works under you, and you're going to have to put them in their place, or you're going to want to. But here's the problem. They're going to run to somebody else, and they're going to snitch on you, and they're going to say, oh, so-and-so is harassing me. So-and-so is being so mean. But, oh, they told you had to work. How horrifying, but they're not trying to hear that. They don't want to work. They're used to getting by on the bare minimum because of their looks. They're used to getting by on their looks, and you're not having it. And this could cause issues between you and whoever they snitch on you to, HR or, the big boss or something like that, because they don't want to work. So when it comes to kind of letting this person know that they have to work like everybody else, choose your words very wisely and make sure you document everything, because this person is scheming and lying. They'll lie on you, period. They'll throw you under the bus just because they don't want to work. And because they're feeling some type of way because they can't handle a blow to their ego right now. They got some things going on at home, and that's no excuse. But whatever this is that's going on in their home is kind of bled over into their work life. But again, that's still no excuse. But yeah, they just feel like they're the finest thing on two legs, and you can't tell them shit. So they just feel like they shouldn't have to work because bosses in the past have let them get away with doing all this just because they're so cute or whatever. I feel like this is going to be an issue, and I feel like they're going to run to, for some of you, it is this boss that you're under, and you're just like, ugh. And for others of you, for most of you, this is someone that works under you, or that will be working under you, that feels like they're entitled to all the money, and all the money, all the recognition, all the spotlight, all the things, but they shouldn't have to do any of the work for it. Be careful going off on this person, because they are slick and they will pull it, and they will use their body to their advantage. Just beware of that. Also, some of you may have somebody at the workplace that tries to seduce you. Don't fall for that shit. I'm telling you right now, it's going to get messy, and you're like, it won't be worth the trouble. Trust me. Trust me on that. Like, I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to insult this person when they're not here to defend themselves. But trust me, honey, that little rendezvous or whatever, it ain't worth it, because I was going to say something really mean. I don't like to talk about people's body count or anything like that, because, we all been through things, and like, this is a judgment-free zone, but let's just move on. Because it would be really mean for me to say what I'm about to say. Because reasons. They, I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna leave it, because it doesn't even matter. Like, that's not our business. Just be careful of anyone in the workplace that tries to seduce you. They're up to no good, and the sex won't be worth it. It just won't. Okay, let's just leave it at that. So moving on from that, let's see. Like, I'm trying to keep you all informed, and not beat around the bush while also maintaining the privacy of others. It's not funny, but it kind of is. Just don't fall for it, because this person is a mess. All right. And they're not above blackmail. They're not above recording you. They're not above all these other things, because they have things to hide too, especially when it comes to their sex life. And I don't want to get too deep into that, but just don't. All right. Oh, all right. So information coming in. Princess of Vessels, Page of Vessels, literally the same card. They're just alternate versions of one another. This is a message coming in from Spirit, letting you know what to do and how to go about it. And I feel like it has something to do with this opportunity, okay? So listen, this bitch is on her high horse, all right? And by you kind of... So the Three of Swords, like everybody says, you know, it's about heartbreak and separation and all the things. But the number 3 in and of itself is a very social number. And so when you see the Three of Swords, somebody got their feelings hurt because somebody spoke the truth 9 times out of 10, or they found out the truth. All right. So you kind of letting this so-called Empress know that she has to work just like everybody else. It could cause some problems, like the feelings will be hurt. And at the end of the day, your blessings are still going to come through no matter what. You have good fortune coming, but watch this bitch, all right? Yeah, you're ascending here, Princess of Swords. See, this is the lying and the nonsense. So I don't know how many of y'all read the Bible, but in the Bible, you know the story of John the Baptist. I believe it was John the Baptist. I haven't read it in a while, I'm going to be honest. But in the story, Salome, she does a dance for the king in order to get the head of, in order to get someone beheaded. So maybe not John the Baptist. I'm so sorry. But I just keep hearing Salome, Salome, Salome. So this person, it probably wasn't John the Baptist. Y'all correct me. I'm sure y'all know better than I do. But Salome, she did a whole dance just to get this head. And so it's kind of like this person will seduce someone that is over you just to get their way, because they have a point to prove. They've been hurt a lot. They're toxic. They got a lot of points to prove here. And because of this, you may be wondering if it's even worth your time. You're pouring into this. Is it worth it? So honestly, yeah, let them know that they have to work, but watch the way in which you say it, because this person has a lot of secrets and they're very much conniving. Okay. And now I'm gonna have to go look up Solomon, like the story of that whole situation. But yeah, this person, they're just downright sloppy, in every sense of the word. But it's messy and it's ugly. So just, again, watch what you say to them and how you say it, because they will run and tell on you. But if you document everything, and which is definitely what you should be doing, if you document everything, it will give you some protection. Watch how you say it, because playing mind games, 5 of Swords. You do have a rebirth here. So, okay, it looks like you'll make it through it just fine, but at times you may be wondering, is this worth my time? Now, see, it looks like you got a friend in here, and I know you're not really looking for friends, but I just feel like there's going to be somebody that's at this place that's on your level and that has the same standards as you, that will be, they're supportive and they're helpful and they're doing their job, and you're just like, oh, thank you. So you do have help here, and they may even warn you about this individual, because this is a mess. And so, yeah, those are your messages for today. Thank you so much for watching this. And now I'm going to have to go read a Bible. But thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for watching. I hope that this was helpful. If it doesn't resonate with you at all, then please be sure to check your other placements, all right? And I will see you next time.